whenever we discuss the party switch, the philosophies and ideologies of the two political parties switching, inevitably you're going to get a slew of people from the conservative right to tell you that that never happened. Never mind all of the factual data that's in front of you. Never mind the fact that they're the ones that say that that flag is not hate, it's heritage, and then they claim it to be their own heritage. Never mind the fact that they're the ones that are fighting to keep Confederate war statues up and change the name of military bases to those of Confederate war generals. Never mind the fact that we just hung back up a canvas painting of Robert E. Lee in one of our military academies libraries. Never mind all of the data that's in front of them, right? They always say, no, that's not true. So the best way to show them how true it is to go to the actual party platforms. As you know, every year that we have an election, that we have a convention, the Democratic convention, that big 3, 4, 5 day convention, and the Republican convention. They pick a city and they have a bunch of speakers every night, and it's like a big week-long political party, right? And it's at those conventions that the various people from the various states show up and officially elect the nominees for the two parties, and a party platform is adopted. And the platform says that as Democrats or as Republicans, this is what we're going to adhere to. So let's just go look at what was in the party platform of the Republican Party back then and see if it aligns with the Republican Party of today or if it aligns with the Democratic Party today. And if it aligns more with the Democratic Party of today, then there's your proof that the parties have switched ideologies.
As a historian, I would say that about 20% of the most annoying comments that I get on my posts involve Americans not understanding that, like, the political party names 100 plus years ago do not correlate to the political parties of today. And by that, I mean conservatives coming into my comments and being like, well, Lincoln was a Republican. So I just decided I want to make like one video, and this is going to be my go-to response for any of those comments, and you're welcome to use it too. If you're ever discussing with someone who's on the conservative side of the spectrum and they want to be like, well, Lincoln was a Republican and I'm a Republican, feel free to just send them this video. I am just going to tell you what the Republican Party platform was for in 1856, 1860, 1864, the first few years that they were involved in presidential politics. So if you as a modern day Republican are proud to claim Lincoln as your own, well, that means that you're also very much for the federal government investing in a mass transit system nationwide. That also means that you believe that might makes right is a terrible approach to diplomacy and is not the way that we should be concerning ourselves with foreign policy. You support fair and liberal wages for the working class. And you believe that the president or the federal government sending in armed forces to states uninvited is one of the gravest of crimes. Oh yeah, you also are going to argue that immigration is what makes our country great, and specifically our destination as a spot for asylum seekers should continue to be fostered and encouraged. And also you agree that all immigrants, regardless of immigration status, should be accorded the same rights as U.S. citizens. And of course, finally, you as a Republican would agree that the primary and main cause of the Civil War and the secession of the Confederacy was over the issue of slavery. That is how Lincoln was a Republican.
There you go. Now, did that sound more like a modern day Republican or more like a modern day Democrat? It sounded like a modern day Democrat to me, which tells me that the Republican Party platform completely switched from then to now. Hence the party switch.